Hi, my name is Jack Dowling. I'm the CEO of Votum Technology Group, and this is my first podcast on AI practical applications. So, welcome to my podcast. I'm glad you're on here. I hope that you like the content and that you learn from it. So, let's get started. So, I thought a good way to start would be to take you through my background. I'm a career technologist. I was a computer science major in college back in the late 70s, and I've been working in the computer industry since 1978. My early focus was on software engineering, and I worked my way up through information technology organizations at large companies. First at E-Systems, which is now Raytheon, for 4 years, and then at Caltex, which has always been part of Chevron, for 4 years. And then I was at Sprint, which is now part of T-Mobile, for 8 years. I joined Compucom Systems as a CIO in 1994, and they had just crested $1 billion in revenue when I joined, and we tripled revenues in the 6 years that I was there. I was the CIO at Eagle Global Logistics, another company with a couple of billion in revenue. I started a software company in the business intelligence space. I worked in a couple of mid-cap companies running operations. One was a supply chain company in the construction industry and a software company in the RFID space. I founded Votum in 2006, where I've been the CEO for the last 17 years. Votum has been involved in AI for over 5 years. We're advisors to senior management. We help build AI teams. We bring resources. We run the projects. We establish the support functions after the systems are in place. We pretty much do it soup to nuts. I'm not a data scientist. I didn't go to school specifically for AI, but learned about it on my own through the internet. Through friends and colleagues, which is how most people learn about new technologies after they graduate from college. To give an example of the flow of new technologies that you typically learn over a career in IT, I started on IBM mainframes in the 70s and transitioned to distributed systems and got an early exposure to AI in the early 90s. Was a very early adopter of internet technologies in the mid 90s and data warehousing and analytics in the late 90s. Did many projects in automatic identification and data capture space, which includes RFID, BLE, GPS, barcodes, and did that work in the 2000s. And now I'm focused on intelligent automation, which is business process management, robotic process automation, and artificial intelligence. Technology people must continue to update their skills and typically do so throughout their careers. So the purpose of this podcast is to educate anyone with an interest in AI. Available information on AI is vast, but it's difficult to assemble. I've been assembling it for some time to educate myself, and I want to pass on what I've learned so you don't have to repeat all the research I've done. I want to expose you to the knowledge of other super knowledgeable individuals involved in the creation and usage of AI as well, which I'm going to be doing interviews with people, and I'll tell you what those people's profiles look like here in a little bit. I want to create excitement around AI and the profound impacts it'll have on humanity. It's the most exciting technology in my professional career. I want to build an ongoing reference source of information on the evolving AI landscape. The news has largely become clickbait or sound bites focused on catching your attention. And that's just been kind of a natural evolution of information overload. And they have to grab your attention. So, excuse me, that's how they do it. They use clickbait. And the stories they can't be long enough to cover the whole AI story. And what, as a result of that, is propagating new myths and unnecessary angst around the AI function, around the AI technology. I'd like to dispel those myths and misconceptions by providing a real comprehensive look at AI. I'd like to assess new potential impacts of emerging AI. It's already a significant competitive tool for companies and nations. And I want to help with the adoption of AI, providing access to easy to understand education and provide exposure for people working in the AI industry and their products and services. I'm doing the podcast because I talk with AI people regularly. It's incredibly interesting. So I thought I would share these conversations with you so that you can enjoy them as well. So the format for this podcast, um, I'm recording on Zoom, and I'm going to do this in a business format. We don't plan to build a podcast studio because most of the people that we wanted to interview wanted to do it remotely. Some are not even local to DFW. In fact, a lot of them won't be local to DFW. And we're not producing a TV show. We're focused on content, people, and education, not really on entertainment. So the slides used to support are going to be used for support, but I wouldn't consistently expect catchy videos or animation in general. Some slides will be very simple like this, and others will be complex, and there will be some automation. I wouldn't expect this to be overly slick or super edited. If someone's cat or dog or child or spouse interrupts or a phone rings, it'll likely be on the podcast. Some past podcasts are going to be pretty long. When I interview people, this is a complex topic and it takes longer to cover. Plus, I want to interview those people as individuals. I want you to get to know them and understand the kind of people who are doing AI. It's an interesting group. We plan to educate, not sell. This is an informational podcast. If the video format doesn't meet your standards, well, don't watch it. Just listen to the content. About half the people that consume podcasts only listen to them and don't even watch the video, and a lot of podcasts don't have any video. Some platforms we will post to don't contain video, and we'll make all the efforts that we can to consider this during our conversations and presentations so people that are just listening can still learn from them. I hope to post weekly episodes. Initially, I plan to do a few short solo episodes like this one to lay an educational foundation mixed in with interviews of AI professionals where they talk about what they're doing with AI. Over time, almost all the podcasts will be interviews with practitioners from the most senior levels to people doing the detailed development of the AI systems. Company size will range from Fortune 500 companies down to raw AI startups. And those AI startups are typically developing new and exciting new products. And that's one of the reasons that I want us to talk to them. So who am I targeting with this podcast? Generally, anybody interested in learning about AI. Certainly business executives interested in how they can reduce their costs, gain efficiencies, increase sales, or improve their offerings, or gain a competitive advantage with AI. Investors looking for companies to invest in. We're going to interview a lot of startups. We're going to interview, I want CIOs, VPs, directors, managers, and project leaders who manage AI to be able to learn from others who are doing it, who are ahead of them, or even ones that are just doing different stuff that they might be interested in doing in their companies as well. I'd like students interested in learning from experienced professionals to be able to watch these podcasts and learn from people who are doing startups and are actually doing the AI development. I definitely want founders of AI startups who want the public to understand their solutions and how they got started to have the opportunity to be on the podcast. So we're going to have AI system developers and team members on here, and I'd like anybody that's in one of those roles that wants to learn from their peers to please watch the podcast, because we're going to interview them, and that's going to include data scientists, machine learning engineers, software engineers, data engineers, domain experts, project managers, ethical and legal experts, UX, UI designers, testing and validation experts, and deployment and operations specialists. I'm going to interview AI tool providers, and because those are the tools that people are typically using to develop AI. And what I want them to show us is what do they have, what does it do, and how are practitioners using it. We'll probably talk to a lot of the practitioners about the tools that they're using as well and how they're using those tools and how they feel about them. I think that we'll probably at some point talk to some office holders at the state and national level who will potentially be passing laws that govern AI. And I'll be interviewing people from each of these groups. So background, what is AI? Well, it's the most transformative technology I've seen in my 45-year career. What it is computers performing human-like intelligence. leveraging large data sets and algorithms that learn from experience and recognizing patterns and making predictions or decisions. The applications are all across the industry. Every industry can use AI and benefit from it. How they're going to benefit is through faster and more accurate decision making, improved operational efficiency, enhanced customer experiences, and cost reduction. Challenges, skill gaps, data quality and availability, regulatory frameworks, and ethical dilemmas. Skill gaps, data scientists, they're all being used. I don't know another way to say it. I mean, there's a huge opportunity for people that want to major in data science right now because there just aren't enough of them to go around. Ethical considerations, data privacy, algorithmic bias, transparency, and accountability. And the things that I see coming in the near future for AI are edge computing. I'm very excited about edge computing. I'll have a guy on here who's going to actually show you with some fairly simple examples how edge computing can work. And when you start to think through the ramifications, it's very exciting. It's how we're going to get AI right next to us, tools that we can use in our hands that are using AI. I think you're also going to see integration with the Internet of Things. I know you are, and also with blockchain. And in conclusion, AI is a game changer. It'll augment human performance in amazing and spectacular ways. So one thing, I watched an interview the other day, and they interviewed, I think, 5 people, and 4 of them said they've never used AI. And the 5th one was a software developer, and he knew he was using AI all the time. I'm going to give you an example. We all use AI. We use it every day. An example is Google search. AI plays a crucial role in understanding user queries, interpreting search intent, and ranking web pages based on relevance. So what are the types of AI techniques that are used on Google search? Well, machine learning. It's used to train algorithms that can learn from data and improve performance over time. So they use it to rank websites, identify spam and phishing attacks, and personalize search results. Natural language processing, which is called NLP, you'll hear that term over and over again, and as AI evolves, you're going to hear it a lot. The NLP is primarily what's behind ChatGPT, which we're all starting to use. So natural language processing employs techniques to comprehend the meaning behind search queries. It helps understand the context, the user intent, and relationships between words to provide more accurate results. Computer vision is another exciting type of AI that Google's using. And I'm going to be interviewing the CEO of a computer vision company here in town. And what they're doing is very exciting. I can't wait for you to see the interview. So computer vision is automatic analysis of digital images and videos, and it's used to identify objects and images, extract information from videos, and create augmented reality experiences. So here's some additional ways that Google uses AI. So they use something called RankBrain, and it's an algorithm that Google uses to improve search results. It uses machine learning to understand the relevance of web pages based on user queries. And it can analyze and learn from vast amounts of data to provide more relevant search results. BERT is a bidirectional encoder representation from transformers. And what it is, a pre-training language model that Google implemented in 2019, and it enhances the understanding of natural language, like us speaking, or written word, by considering the context of words in a sentence. BERT helps Google better understand the nuances of search queries and improves search results accordingly. Neural matching is another thing that Google uses. It connects queries with web pages that may contain the exact, that may not contain the exact search terms, but are relevant to the user's intent. It helps bridge the gap between search queries and web content that may not have used the exact words. And then image and video recognition leverages AI-powered image and voice recognition technologies to enhance search capabilities. It allows users to search for images using visual cues or perform voice searches, where AI can process and understand the content to provide relevant results. So Another way that we all use the internet all the time is through social media. I mean, all of these social media sites have AI components on them. So I'm going to give you some examples. Content recommendation. AI algorithms analyze user behavior, your preferences, and interactions to recommend personal content. They can include posts, articles, videos, and advertisements, and they're tailored based on your interests and past interactions. I mean, they keep track of what you're doing. Image and video recognition. It's used to automatically recognize and tag content like faces, objects, or locations in images and videos uploaded to social media. You've seen this on Facebook, where you can go out there and tag your friends in a photo that's provided, and then everybody that's looking at the photo. I mean, some of us that were graduated from high school in the mid 70s, we don't look the same anymore. And a lot of people don't recognize the people that they knew years ago. Well, that's why Facebook provides that feature, so you can tag people so other people looking at the pictures can remember who those people are. So sentiment analysis, another way that social media uses AI. They use AI algorithms that can analyze the sentiment behind user-generated content, such as posts or comments, to understand the emotional tone. This allows social media platforms to identify positive, negative, or neutral sentiments and provide appropriate responses or actions. Spam and fake account detection. I mean, this is really critical because, you've seen it with Twitter, where they really had to get through taking out all of the accounts that weren't really accounts, because it's valuation of companies based on the number of people you have on the platform. And when there's false accounts out there, really giving incorrect information on Wall Street, which isn't fair to investors. So the AI that's used to identify, they use AI to identify and flag spam content, fake accounts, and malicious activities on social media platforms. Machine learning algorithms can detect patterns like spammy behavior, suspicious account creation, and inappropriate content. And they help maintain the integrity and safety of the platform. Natural language processing is also used on social media, and they employ it to understand and interpret user-generated text, such as posts, comments, and messages. And AI algorithms can analyze that for sentiment and intent and relevance, and that helps them understand how you feel about a specific topic. So ad targetings. AI algorithms, they use your data and behavior to deliver targeted advertisements. And again, they're understanding your preferences, your demographics, your browser history, your social media platforms, and they can optimize ad delivery, ensuring that what you're shown is something that you actually have an interest in. I mean, I'm sure you've seen that where, you search for something on Google, and then you're looking at YouTube, and you're getting advertised to on YouTube for the very things that you were just looking for on Google. It's pretty sophisticated. It's very cool. I'm impressed. Trend analysis is another thing that the social media platforms use AI for. They analyze large amounts of data from user interactions, from your posts and discussions, to identify emerging trends and topics. This helps the platforms highlight popular content, hashtags, or discussions, and provide users with real-time insight into current trends. Okay, so I'm making every effort to keep these sessions short. The sessions where I interview people, they're going to take as long as they take, because I'm talking to somebody else, and it's just the conversations are interesting. While I'm doing this, I'm trying to teach. So I'm trying to teach in very short, discrete segments. So this is the end of session 1. In session 2, we're going to talk brief history of AI. We'll talk about the myths, and we'll talk about AI and the internet. So I hope you enjoyed the first session, and I look forward to having you on the second session.